Dear ILA staff and teachers, hello, my name is Brian, and I'm from Saigon Cribs Real Estate Agency. We've been working here in Ho Chi Minh City for over 10 years now, and I would like to give you some tips on how you can avoid being scammed when you're looking to rent a new apartment in Ho Chi Minh City. I'm currently at my desk and I'm looking at documents of photos, screenshots of text messages, and a fake rental apartment lease contract that was used multiple times on ILA teachers here in Ho Chi Minh City. So what I would like to do is I would like to give you details about one particular case on their timeline, and I would like to provide you my expertise and my feedback on what went wrong and how you can avoid a similar situation. Now, this particular case are two teachers who were victims of this scam. And I would like to first point out that this particular incident that's happening in the city appears to be one person, the exact same person who we're going to show you his photo, and it seems to be the exact same person who is scamming all of these people. So far, I've heard of about 10 different incidents all throughout the city in various districts, from District 7 to District 2, all the way up to the airport in Tan Phu. And many of these incidents were against teachers that were working for ILA Center. So let me begin. Timeline. On Monday, we found him on Facebook page called Housing Apartment Solutions in Ho Chi Minh City. She made a post and he commented on it. At 12:22, we got the first contact. He messages first. He sent us multiple apartments, and on Wednesday, he offered us different apartments, and we all agreed at 6:30 p.m. that day to go visit with the address provided. So far, that sounds quite normal. The business here in Saigon, we do a lot of business online. A lot of real estate agents as well are on Facebook, and they post the different inventory of the apartments that they have available within their database. And so at 4:07 p.m., he tells us the apartment is already rented and we cannot view it. So the friend messages at 5 p.m. asking if he has any more apartments, and he sends us the pictures of another apartment. We agree to grow and view it at 6 p.m. that evening. He messages again, I am here, at 5:57 p.m. We left and we arrived at 6:35 p.m. Now, at this time, they saw the apartment at that time, and the apartment was perfect for them, that they agreed to take it. So I would like to just insert that there so you know what's going on. At 7:25 p.m. they wrote, we sent in pictures of our passports. Now, the reason why they sent the pictures of their passports is because they agreed to take the apartment, and what is needed for filling in the information of the rental agreement are your passports. So again, nothing wrong there. Absolutely, on par with what normally happens. And I'm stating that because I received a phone call from another guy who was recently scammed by this same exact guy, and one of the things that he said, that he pointed out, was that everything, went normal. There was no signs that he could see. So, I'm pointing those things out because people may think that, oh, there's no signs, and this is a good deal. There's nothing that I should be worried about. But I'll carry on. At 7:34 p.m., he asks us for 54 million Vietnam dong. He tells us exactly how much we need in American dollars in VND, and I'll show you the screenshot here of that conversation. We have $1,715 already. We tell him this, and he says we can pay the remaining 14,108,000 in Vietnam dong. We ask if we can withdraw at the bank with him tomorrow. He tells us we should withdraw tonight. So I'm going to stop here. Now, with the full story, client met with the property manager. They spoke about the terms, and the property manager explained to them which bank that they would make the deposit to, and that the property manager would be present with them when they made the deposit. So here's where things go off a little bit off the rail because he's asking them to bring cash when it was already arranged for them to meet at the bank to do a secure transfer to all together at the bank. We asked if we can withdraw. Carrying on the story, we asked if we can withdraw at the bank with him tomorrow. He tells us we should withdraw tonight. Friend number 2 has 3 million Vietnam dong and withdraws the rest with receipts attached. Next, we agreed to meet at 9 a.m. the next morning. He messages at 9:06 p.m. and confirms this. The next morning at 8:40 a.m., they arrive at the apartment. He messages friend number 1 at 8:43 a.m. Good morning, we'll late 10 minutes. That's exactly how it's written. We wait outside of the tower building. We asked, should we meet at the bank instead, as we were told that we would travel from the apartment to the bank with them. He says, no, we can meet at the building. So, part 2. Again, the property manager gave the details of the bank and where they would meet and all together. So here, he's already prepared the client to have the cash. And so I would say step number 1 is do not ever make a cash deposit. I would say that as step number 1 of a warning sign. Do not make cash deposits. Now, I know that a lot of my clients here are arriving. It's their first time in Vietnam. Some are coming to work. Their companies are setting up their documents and also setting up their bank accounts, etc. Right? So those things does take time, and that's understandable. However, there are ways to make secure payments. Again, one was which was in this case by going to the bank directly with the person. And a few other steps that we'll talk about later, but also confirming the ownership documents, getting IDs, telephone numbers. Okay, so I'm gonna go down that list, but he goes off the rails with going against what was told in the meeting with the client. He arrives at 9:15 a.m. and parks his moped somewhere along the line marked on the map. He then approached us at the corner of the building and says, we do not need to go to the bank. And there we go. We are skeptical. So here they say they are skeptical. We are skeptical, but he takes us to a cafe to discuss, circled on the map. At the cafe, he buys us drinks and gives us the contracts. It has already been signed by the landlord, and we read over it and sign it. Okay? So again, this is a third thing. He gives them the contracts. The property manager who they met with, who opened the door, showed them the apartment, gave them the credentials, they are not meeting with that person. So this is how this scam works. So let me break this down to you. This real estate agent, and it's only one guy, because every time it happens, the picture goes up on Facebook, and everybody who's been a victim of him has said, yes, it's that guy. He takes you to go see an apartment that's legit. But what he does is he gets you to get the cash, he gets you to meet him somewhere else, or he gets you to meet somewhere nearby, and he has a fake contract already signed. Hello. Part two. Sign the contract together with the authorized people, the property manager of the apartment, or the owner itself if it's an apartment that is individually owned. Okay, so here he brings a pre-signed contract that he just printed off the internet, by the way. And then, okay, so I'll carry on. We then question where the property manager is, and he briefly explains that they work for the same company, and he does one section of the work, they do one section of work, and he collects the money. Oh boy, this is what he says to them. He says the manager does other work, but he collects the money. Guys, come on. There's a lot of red flags all over this, and I'll comment on that in just a moment. We were put more at ease Then, as we were concerned, the property manager was not there. We hand him the money, all cash. Again, going back to number one, we hand him the money between 9:35 and 9:38 a.m. We agreed to meet him Saturday, so it looks like the next day. No, sorry, 2 days from the day they gave the cash. So they gave the cash on the 18th, and they agreed to meet with him on the 20th. So we agreed to meet with him Saturday on the 20th at 9 a.m. to collect the keys. He says he will meet us there. Now, I have to bring up this point. The money that they gave him, now normally if you're not moving in the exact same day and you need to hold the apartment, typically if it's for a short hold, typically the owner will ask for a 1 month deposit. If there's a 2 month deposit term, the owner will ask for one of the deposits, the second deposit when you move in, and the first month rental advance the day you move in and you're given the keys. Okay? However, with this particular case, he told them to give all 2 of the deposits and the first month rent. Number 3, if you're holding an apartment, do not give the full deposit until you have the keys. It's not necessary here. All owners are perfectly fine, and 100% of my cases are perfectly fine with taking 1 month deposit, half month deposit, if you're at a service apartment or something like that, to hold the place for you. Now, of course, if it's a long-term hold, then they might ask for full deposit. Those are case by case. But just to throw that out there, they gave him all of the money, 3 months of rent, and the rental was $18 million a month. They give him 3 times 18. They give him the full balance in cash. Okay? So step number 3, don't do that. All right? We leave to get our grab, and he drives away at 9:38 a.m. as per the picture, which we show you the picture here. He drives down the road. Okay. Our next communication with them is at 11:07 on the 18th, asking if he has any more apartments for our friends. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. So a group chat is made with them and him, and friend number 1 leaves the group chat. On the 20th, the day that they agreed that they will move in, we arrive at the apartment building at 9:14 a.m. We message him at 8:55 a.m. saying we will be late. We arrive, and he has deleted his Facebook profile, so we can no longer message him. We message our friends who were talking to him, and they also cannot see his profile. All right. So that was a full timeline that was sent to us, and of this particular incident, and it is unfortunate because these things doesn't happen often here. And one of the things is this is one guy that's doing this in the city with photo that we'll show. So one, we want people to be aware of this guy, and if you're looking for apartments, and you end up talking and meeting with a guy, just look at apartments that look similar to him, please be aware, okay? Because he's out to take all of your money and not give you an apartment, which is the wildest thing. And this guy has done it over 11 times. A lot of agents don't do that much business in a month, okay? And he's doing this much business and scamming people. So, Jesus, right? He's getting this many clients and referrals and all those things, but he's a scammer. So, and I wanted to go back to what I wanted to mention earlier. I know that a lot of people are just moving to the city. You're anxious. Some people are starting their jobs, and they really want to get settled in. They don't really want to spend a lot of time looking around. And I want to say to you guys, please slow down. Be patient. You're just arriving in a new city. You got to learn, some of the things that are a little bit different, or very different, from your hometowns. And so it's quite vital that you understand that these things can happen. And there are protocols here to avoid that, right? Here, we just have more of a cultural kind of rules and situations, which is one, we don't give cash to people without verification. Okay, and those are just things that we do here, and you can't be very trusting like that. And because of the urgency and people kind of just rushing into it because they just want to move, they want to settle down, people are falling to these scams because it's very easy to do that. And now, as a real estate agent who I've been working for 10 years, I see that very clearly because we also get requests from individuals who seem a bit impatient, don't want to wait for us to, do a full in-depth search, right? So the way that these scammers or this scammer can really go around us and kind of take the client from us is by offering these apartments that he doesn't have access to very quickly, and then getting you to make a deposit and guy cash, and then boom, he's out and he disappears. Okay, so I would say that is much of a better solution for you to take your time, to work with an agency who is an expert, who knows the city well like we do, and can help you and guide you through all of these, not just Jesus. This is just a first step, to guide you through the entire process, right? Also to help you to find a good landlord, to help you negotiate all the terms and requests and things that you need, to help you to prepare a very good written contract that you can have time to read over and not be pushed into, right, in just a few minutes, and then just hand over cash. Come on, all those things are all red flags. Okay, and so we get a lot of slack. I'll be honest, we get a lot of slack from clients who are in that rush, and they become victims. And this happened to one of our clients. It happened in Tan Phu. She signed on for our service for us to hunt for her apartments in the Tan Phu area. We started the search, and we put in our hours and our work efforts to find for our clients what they're looking for based on the requirements that they give us. But because she was, quote, impatient, I'll say it, she went with one of these agents, showed her apartment real fast. She gave them 2 months deposit, and they disappeared. And what did she do? Of course, she contacted us back, and she apologized. And she said, "Brian, I'm so sorry. I should have just waited for you. I should have just took my time and allowed you to do the work." Because part of our job is finding the right apartment, and also we got to look at the landlords and the situation. We got to make sure that they're not scamming, right? So we are working to protect our clients. And so we go through a process where we verify documents, we get IDs from owners, we get owners' documents, okay? We do take our time to verify because we treat our business very seriously, and we treat protecting our clients very serious as well in these cases, because at the end of the day, we want to do a great job for you so that you can also refer your friends and associates to us as well, right? So we want to do a great job for you. So we do, dot every I and cross every T. We want to make sure everything is on the up and up because these situations do exist. So just to recap, number one, you're looking at do not give a cash deposit. There are ways to make bank transfers. You can, if you're working for a company, you can ask your company to help you to make the transfer. There are ways to go around and make a secure transfer. Even using there's a way that you can use Momo, which is at Circle K or things like that, where you can do like a secured electronic transfer to the bank account, right? And you get a receipt from the Circle K Momo system. All right, so that's a way. Even if you just landed and you don't have a banking or whatever yet, that's a way at least to go around. So at least you're using the banking system, because when you give cash, it's hard to find. But if there's a bank transfer that was made, then therefore you can go back and you can trace that, right? So that's why I say number one, not to do the cash. Number two, when you're signing the contract, take your time to read over the contracts. In this case, they did not get the ID of this guy. They had a pre-signed contract. They had and other things. Like, there were just all red flags. And it was a fly-by-night person. He didn't have a company name. He didn't have a page. He didn't have anything. He was just a guy on Facebook. So imagine you just arrived in a brand new country. It's your first week in the country. You meet a guy on Facebook. You meet him at a cafe and give him $54 million in cash. Doesn't that sound strange? Come on, in any country, that sounds strange. So, I'm saying that, of course, we are promoting our company and our services, and we have been doing a wonderful job for our clients for the past 10 years. Why not work with a credible company, right? Why not work with a company who has a track record of helping clients find the perfect apartments, to help them do property makeovers and turn, a bad apartment into a really lovely apartment. Like, why not work with a company with that kind of pedigree instead of some guy that's, fly by night, right? And I think that is important, because to think that way, because you are making an investment, right? And so those are some of the key points to watch out for and to be aware of. And so there will be another part to this. But I want to give out this warning and to ILA, and to ILA teachers. If you have, for ILA centers, you have teachers that are arriving in town. We are definitely a good agency, and we also work with other reputable agencies within the city. So we can also refer you to trusted agencies within the city. Okay, in every district. So it doesn't matter where you're going to work, or where you're going to live. You're in District 2, you're in District 7, you're in this downtown District 1, you're near the airport in Tan Phu, you're in District 12, GoVap. It really doesn't matter. We have trusted agents who we have worked with throughout the years, and we know who they are. We have their IDs. Okay, so these are important things. We have their phone numbers. I mean, they communicated with this scam agent. They didn't even have his phone number. So, we ask for our clients, we give our phone number all the time, and we ask our clients, please connect with us directly by our phone number, WhatsApp and Zalo. We are a real person. We're not behind a social media page. So we're transparent. So, another, that was the third one. Brings me to the third point, is get documents. You are to get the bank information is a part of that documentation. Get the ID. Make sure you're signing the contract with the landlord in person. Make sure you have their actual contact information, and not do business over Facebook. One of our attorneys told us not to do business over Facebook because it has more legal credibility if you're using email and things like that, and of course paper documents. So these are things to keep in mind while you're in a new country and you're doing business, because this is a part of doing business. You're making a financial transaction, right? Imagine you're doing, you go to the cafe to make a deposit of $54 million. That'd be absurd. You would never do that. So why would you do that with your apartment, right? So these are things that I would like to point out, and I would like to welcome, any teachers out there who are looking for apartment, who wants to work with a credible agency, with an awesome team that offers great service, that we do provide our service. We do a lot of VIP, type of projects, where we're working with apartments and penthouses and villas, and $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month, where we're doing, luxury renovations and things like that. But we do also help teachers that, get settled in. And so that's one of our services that we provide. So we want to provide that and make sure you know that. Please you can contact me directly on WhatsApp and Zalo at +84 90 333 6130. This might be a part 2 to this, but I do want to send this out, as a dear ILA, and to everyone listening, to help you to avoid this scam, because this does really set people back. This is a lot of money. This is their deposits and rent that they've planned for and saved up for. I mean, so it's not a small thing for a lot of people to lose all of this money. So to protect yourself, I hope you heed these suggestions, and I hope that you work with a credible agency, and we're here to help you. Thank you, and have a great day.